Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
What's going on, guys? It's Wednesday. It's 8:06 p.m. Central Time here in San Antonio, Texas. Summer's about to start pretty soon. We're getting that summer weather here. I am the host, Drew, or Hollywood Drew Yari, as you can see in the new artwork, or Tex Ferguson, as what Macho Man Justin Davidson says here. But it's me, Drew. And with me, as always,
is Justin from SpinebusterTees, SpinebusterTees.com, and I always forget to plug streaming live on YouTube as well, as always. So
sweet, and hello to everybody on YouTube, and joining us back for what is it, the fourth week in a row, Ruben Prime.
Yo! I guess they say third time's a charm, and of course, another week back at it. Glad to be here. Glad to talk about some wrestling and whatever else we decide to, get into, because there's so much to talk about wrestling.
Yep. Right. There is a lot to talk about, and we got a nice little stacked show. Really, not any bad news as far as anyone died or anything, or someone said something that would get themselves canceled. More just someone just continues to look like a jackass, in a sense, which we'll get to that. But let's start with the big news, which is the draft, which happened, or it actually started last Friday on SmackDown, and it ended on Monday. Before we get into, I guess, the official rosters, which I have right here on Bleacher Report, what did you guys think about the draft and just the concept of how WWE did the draft?
With the exception of how they split up the draft pools, I like that. That's very, very, very positive. On how they did that, but with the exception of that, it wasn't really anything special at all. Like the people went to the shows that we thought was probably going to be going to those shows. There was no surprises. There was no risk. Yeah, I mean, to me, it wasn't like anything special to draft. Although I am excited for the brand split, just overall, just the way it was executed. To me, it was one of the most uneventful drafts ever, in my opinion. So,
right, I don't like this concept of treating it like it's an actual NBA, NFL draft. I don't know. I liked the concept a while ago where it was let's have a SmackDown guy versus a Raw guy, and the winner of that match ends up getting a draft pick. And then they just do the whole thing on the screen where they just shuffle over.
I hated that. With the computer.
I like that.
No, I hate it. It might be I hated that so much. But anyway, neither here nor there. So. But because at the end of the day, it still ended up being this guy's being drafted, and usually it's still the big guys first. So I think what they should really do is there's really nothing that you really can do, because it was draft realistically. Roman went first, Cody went second, as maybe to some people not expected, but if it was a real draft, this a real draft, all shoot, yeah, that would have been expected. But it just, to me, at the end of the day, the draft of the world, there was really no risk. What I think they should have done is they should have, instead of having factions together, they should have had everyone separated for a chance for somebody to be drafted to another show. Like Rhea Ripley gets drafted to SmackDown and Dominic gets drafted to Raw, for a chance for that to happen. But nothing like that happened. I mean, overall, I'm still satisfied with the rosters for the most part. I know we're going to get into that a little bit more, but just to me, it was really nothing that was groundbreaking or anything. It's not 2002, 2003, 2004, whatever. It's not those drafts. It's even 2016. I thought when they when they did the second version of the brand split. Now we're in our third version, I believe, now of the brand split. 2016 I thought was well executed for the most part, but yeah, this one here was just boring overall.
All right, Ruben, what'd you think?
Yeah, I gotta go with Justin here. Like, my thoughts going in, I had excitement, but then as I was getting the results on on Twitter and all that, and I was just like, oh, like that's it was starting to get, in the beginning,
right?
There was some intrigue, but then as the night went along, it was just like you're drafting whole teams, like whole factions. Why not, like, split them up or have the illusion that teams will get split up, and there'll be some, shenanigans or, things like that. And then with the whole free agent business, which I know you will touch on in a bit, Drew, but the whole free agent bit was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, like, okay, cool. But then you have Omos.
Dolph Ziggler, like.
Then you have Ziggler, you have Ali, Baron Corbin, Von Wagner. Whoa!
Von Kali, he's so good that he is so good at what he does that both the rosters just couldn't decide who wants him. So he's like, you know what? He's like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I'll be a free agent because I am valuable to both shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, Von Wagner, there's something about him. He's so bad. He's good, but
speaking of, real quick, sorry to cut you off, but just because I know we're probably not gonna talk about NXT tonight, but
no.
NXT last night, he cut a goddamn awful promo, but I was laughing the entire time because it was so fucking great. It was amazing, but I digress.
I'm gonna check that out then. Yeah, but basically, like the whole premise of the the free agent was, if they would have had better people, like people that could have been like, oh well, this wrestler makes sense because he's a well-known established name. He could be on both shows and it wouldn't matter, and it would actually help both shows. But when you have you have Brock Lesnar, then Omos, and all these other people, it's like it's kind of lazy, if anything, and the whole thing with the draft was just laziness. And then once again, they drafted the other women's champion. It's like Rhea with the SmackDown Women's Championship. She's on Raw. Bianca's the Raw Women's Champion. She's on SmackDown. And then it's like, I hope to God, I mean, they're gonna do it, but I hope to God they don't do the swapping the titles backstage, because that's stupid. They did that on the last draft, and it was just corny.
They did that with the I forgot who it was. Street Profits is someone else in like 2021 or 2020, whatever it was.
New Day.
Yeah, New Day. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But,
Yeah.
I have a concept, and we're definitely gonna get into it later because we're gonna be previewing Backlash. But yeah, we'll circle back on that.
Yeah, but my last bit is just overall. There was excitement because we thought possibly there'll be some change, but of course, we should know this by now. Just to think that there's any chance of change, it's pretty much gone. When you have not only you have Vince, you have Fox, you have USA, and then all this other stuff. It's just so hard to actually have like the draft be its own entity to where you can use it and have it be like this looming thing. Like careers can be changed, tag teams can be broken up, just literally your livelihood could be affected, but you can't really do that nowadays because the jig is up. So I get it, but don't pretend like it's a big deal. Like, oh my god, this person is moved to this brand. It's like, no, not really. It's not a big deal. I mean, it should be, but it's not treated like a big deal. So
Right.
yeah, it's just that's my whole feeling. It's just stop trying to hype something up that we know it's not hype worthy. Like, we know what's gonna go on. We know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just there needs to be stakes with these drafts. Like, I remember when there were stakes. Like, when the first draft they split up the Dudley Boys. Like that, that was big for us. It was like, oh shit, they're splitting up the Dudley Boys, and then later on, who's another team they split up? They split up the New Day. There was that ever famous moment where, I think it was Shane McMahon who was doing the draft, where he's like, Xavier Woods and Kofi, and then Xavier says, why don't you say Big E's name? And then Big E got split up. So it's just like, there needs to be stakes. Like, there should have been that with the Street Profits of, Montez Ford is drafted to Raw, and then you just see Montez go, and what's his name, right?
Yeah,
Angelo. Yeah, just say, and
Yeah.
Angelo, right? And Angelo, right? Like, there's that emotional moment where they know they're going to both different shows. So, I don't know. I kind of wish there were better stakes. Kind of like you guys just said, where it's just like there were no stakes. Same thing with like the Usos, where it's like, are the Usos getting split up from the Bloodline? And they didn't. They just went to SmackDown. But, anyways, here we go. I have the list for both rosters on Bleacher Report. So Monday Night Raw has Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch, Imperium. I loved hearing Rob Van Dam try to say their names. That was just funny. It's like, why would you give Rob a difficult name to say when you know he's high? But I love seeing Rob. I love Rob. Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Shinsuke Nakamura, Indy Hartwell, who just relinquished the NXT Women's Championship last night, Apollo Crews, Candice LeRae, Sonya Deville, Chelsea Green, Dexter Lumis, JD McDonough, Maximum Male Models, Natalia, the Viking Raiders, Zoe Stark, Rhea Ripley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, who's now going to be the Raw Women's Champion, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the undisputed tag team champions, the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, both the WWE tag team women's champions, the New Day, Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Bronson Reed, Alpha Academy, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, Akira Tozawa, Dana Brooke, Emma, Indus or Sheer, how do you say it? Johnny Gargano, Los Lotharios, Nikki Cross, Odyssey Jones, Piper Niven, Riddick Moss, who's no more Madcap Moss, good, Tegan Knox, and Xia Li. Any comments on that?
So before I like the roster. I like. How should I say this? Raw's roster is stacked, very stacked. They got way more people, obviously, because they got 3 hours. I think on Raw itself, you do have a lot of top heavy guys with Cody. You have Imperium there now as well. You do have Drew McIntyre. You have who else made the roster over there? I'm forgetting somebody that is going to be important to the roster. But the fact of the matter is, you do have. I'm sorry,
Gunther.
I said Imperium.
Okay. Intercontinental.
That name made me forget on who I was thinking about though. Riddle, you can put Riddle up there. He's gonna be up there. But there's gonna be a lot of guys there fighting for this World Heavyweight Championship. Seth fucking Morales, of course. But yeah, guys like Shinsuke Nakamura could be, have that little drive up there. So can Matt Riddle. I think the mid card is going to look very well. here, the new guy's JD McDonough. I think he may be a sleeper pick to join Judgment Day, right? You also have Odyssey Jones, right? Which I don't agree. Like a lot of these NXT guys, I don't agree coming up with. Even Odyssey Jones, I don't really agree with him coming up because he never really had he didn't even have a pay-per-view match before. I don't think. So I don't think he has enough experience to be on the main roster. But however, I do see good upside in him though, despite that. So. But what I wanted to ask here is, who do you think that is going to be the number one guy on the brand? You know, like the top guy, the guy that's going to be the champion of this brand. And also same thing for the women. And also, who do you think is going to be that sleeper pick for the men and women?
As far as like the face of the brand, it's going to be Cody. As far as who I think is going to be like, you know, the who's going to get that new title. It's a mix between Seth and Drew. Those are my picks. As far as the women goes, Rhea's, you know, she's like Hansel. She's hot right now. Like she's going to be the hot woman on the show. And you know, of course, Becky's going to be Becky. She's going to do her thing. Raquel, I like. Kind of want to see her be more aggressive, like she was in NXT. And the sleeper pick. That's a good question. I don't know. JD McDonough has promise. I wasn't even thinking about him going to Judgment Day, you know, because there's the connection with him and Finn.
Finn trained him.
Yeah, Finn trained him. I mean, Riddick Moss could be something, you know, especially now that he's Riddick again. I mean, again, you can have a name and you can still be, you know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can go so far with a name change. Like if it's the same thing, you're not getting over with people. You know, the name's not gonna matter. You know, so
I like Zoe Stark. She just needs to get a little better on the mic. I don't know. That's hard. That's hard to think about who I think could be a sleeper pick.
What about you, Ruben?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as my picks, the face of Raw is going to be Cody, who I think is or could have the potential to win the World Heavyweight title. I think it's going to be Seth. I feel like with all the work he's been doing, he's definitely going to be the guy to win that belt. And I think that they're going to revisit Roman and Cody down the line, just to finish that story. But in a perfect world. And then the women, you got Rhea. You already know Rhea. She's been doing some great work. So that goes without saying. And I think the other female, I mean, you got Becky. That goes without saying. But I think another potential sleeper, I hope, by the time this time next year, if you know they actually use Shayna, like have her be a badass again, I would like her to be one of the standouts. But of course, she's not like, you know, pretty as you know, she's more of a fighter than, you know, have the diva-ish looks. But I think that if they were to put give her the ball, I think she'll be able to, you know, put that division on notice. Especially now that Asuka's on SmackDown, and you know, Asuka, Shayna, that the similar, like, just strong style submission type repertoire. But JD McDonough, I'm hoping he goes to Judgment Day. I think that's gonna happen. Just a matter of when, not if. And sleeper, I mean, Macap, but also you have, Gunther. With Gunther, he will be one of the first, like, contenders for the World Heavyweight title. And I think after he drops the belt after going, breaking the Honky Tonk Man's record, they just have to, they have a thing for breaking records, WWE that is. So I think after that, he'll drop it to someone. I was thinking he was going to drop it to Sheamus, but Sheamus is on SmackDown. The Brawling Brutes are on SmackDown, so it's like, that's not going to happen. Maybe next year. But yeah, I think Raw's roster is pretty good. It's really good just on paper. And yeah, and then another one, you might hate me for this, but I've been high on Braun Strowman and Ricochet lately. Like,
they're good. They're a good tag team. I like them.
Yeah, I think when they break up, if they don't, if they're not contending for the tag titles, maybe they'll split off. Ricochet. Again, a perfect world. Ricochet, Braun, they'll go to separate ways, and Braun can get a run at the World Heavyweight title. And Ricochet could, I hope he gets some gold, but you truly, I would like for him to to get a shot, but I don't think that's gonna happen. That's just with me, but. Yeah, this is a pretty, it's a pretty stacked roster. I'm just going over it, and it's like, yeah, this is pretty dope here.
Well, for me, I'm not gonna go on a whole tangent about it, but same thing. Cody, Seth, Sammy, and KO too. Like, they're on the roster too as well. Once they lose those tag titles, they're probably gonna feud against each other again, and I think both of them have a chance. I think Sammy has a chance to become world champion for sure. If the reaction is the same as well. So, women's side as well, same as you guys. You got your Becky, you got your Rhea Ripley's as well. Also as well, and this is going to my sleeper picks now, and I'll start off with the women. Katana Chance and Kayla Carter, fucking fantastic women's tag team. In NXT, I think they're getting slept on a lot. They're gonna bring a lot to that tag division. I know there's not a lot of teams. You basically got 3 teams now, on this side over here, with the champions, Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, and you got Rousey and Shayna Baszler. To me, they need to make more teams. They gotta make more teams. I don't know. They gotta do their makeshift tag teams together. Indy Hartwell, she may end up joining, Gargano and Candice LeRae and Dexter Lumis. The Way may be coming back, right? Without Austin Theory, so that will probably be good for her as well. JD McDonough, he is going to be like, a lot of people are going to see how good this guy actually is, and I think, and I did mention about him joining Judgment Day. I think that'll be a perfect position for him. Is to join Judgment Day. And also Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed he's in a good position right now. Now Lashley is not on this brand now, so I can see, Bronson Reed, if built up properly, to potentially take the title off of Gunther. If it's done right. If he's in that perfect position, because someone that takes the title off of Gunther it's not going to be anybody like The Miz or anybody like that, right? There's going to be somebody that's going to be convincing, like a Bronson Reed, like a Braun Strowman, maybe even an Odyssey Jones. I'm not saying Odyssey Jones is going to beat Gunther. I'm just saying a guy like that. So yeah, no, I think right now Raw is in a good position where they're at. They're to me, I think that they need to have more tag teams as far as on the women's side. Maybe like 1 or 2 more women's tag teams, but you can only do so much with what they got. And also as well, I think for now, it's not really top heavy, because you do got Cody, you do got Drew McIntyre, you do got Seth, but to me, no one's else is really believable to be put into that position right now. Gunther is, but yes, he's Intercontinental Champion. Matt Riddle, he's not there yet, in my opinion. Nakamura's not there yet. So if they start building those guys up to be actual main eventers, I think they'll be in a good position going forward.
Quick question before we get to SmackDown. So since the undisputed tag team champions are on Raw, do you think it's going to be a thing of they get to go to both shows, or are they going to make new tag titles for SmackDown?
I think they're probably going to do 2 tag team titles. I don't want that. It doesn't need to be that.
Right.
Where are the teams to actually want that? Because on Raw, they have more tag teams on Raw. They really do. Than I see on SmackDown. So, honestly, like, you can do two titles, but you need to make sure you make them it's an actual division. There's actual stakes in the matches, right? Because you got a lot of good teams. You got a lot of great teams on Raw. You got Imperium. You got the Tag Team Champions. I'm not saying they're a great team, but they are a team. Maximum Male Models. You got the Viking Raiders. You got Judgment Day. You got the New Day. You got the Alpha Academy. So you do got teams, but are you going to utilize the teams to their full potential and make it seem like every match means something? Oh, if they lose here, they may not have a chance at the tag team titles for a while. They need to make sure that there is some urgency and that there are stakes involved with every match. Not just for the tag team titles, but just every match in general needs to have some type of stakes involved. They don't have to go out and say it, but you can see it on TV. Like, oh, Johnny Gargano lost to Rick Moss tonight. Oh, amazing! He's not going to be in contention for the Intercontinental Championship. They need to make sure that they are pointing that out to the audience on TV. So, I think it's going to be two. I think it's going to be 2 tag team titles. However, they got to make sure they're doing it right.
I get you. I mean, that's kind of the way it looks. Because Roman had both titles, and then they brought in the new title, and then supposedly Triple H wants to have new designs for each title. He wants to have a new design for the women's title on Raw. He wants to have a new design for the women's title on SmackDown. Same thing with the tag titles, which I'm all for it because I like how the new world title looks, because it actually looks like the big gold belt. It's not just one giant belt buckle, which, because I hate the women's titles. Because they look like a giant belt buckle, and one's red and the other's not red, and the point of these shows is that they're supposed to be unique. Back in the day they were unique. When you turn on Raw, you had the world title, you had the Intercontinental title, you had the women's title, and you had the World Tag Team Championships, is what they would call them, and then on SmackDown you had the WWE title, you had the United States title. I guess later on they brought on the Divas title, which meh, and the WWE tag team titles, which those look fucking cool. So, and then later on they just got lazy and were like, we'll just have every title look the same with different straps. So I kind of hope that these belts are going to look different, but that's just me. SmackDown's roster: the Bloodline, Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, who's soon to be the SmackDown Women's Champion. Street Profits, Edge, Bobby Lashley, the OC, so AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Mia Yim. Damage Control, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who are the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Hit Row, Lacey Evans, the Intercontinental Champion Austin Theory. Charlotte Flair, the LWO. Asuka, the Brawling Brutes, Karrion Kross and Scarlett. LA Knight, Shotzi, Pretty Deadly, Rick Boogs, Cameron Grimes, Tamina, and Grayson Waller.
Smaller roster. However, I'm concerned about the top. I'm concerned about who's gonna be challenging Roman. Who the hell is gonna be challenging Roman here? Edge, Lashley, AJ. That's 3. And maybe Jey Uso. That's 4.
LA Knight.
No.
Are you sure he's over?
No, I will want him to, but Is he in that position to, how should I say, would he be a credible challenger?
Yeah.
So he'll be a credible challenger to make you think that he'll beat Roman Reigns.
Maybe not beat Roman Reigns, but he'll be a credible challenger. And also, another thing that comes into play is the possibility of them doing brand-only pay-per-views. So that gives them time to...
But that, you know Roman ain't gonna be doing no fucking brand-only pay-per-views. He's not gonna be in Puerto Rico. If he's not in Puerto Rico this Saturday, he ain't gonna be doing those brand-only pay-per-views.
Well, again, that gives you time to kind of better write those shows. When it's like 1 month is going to be a SmackDown pay-per-view, the other month is going to be a Raw pay-per-view, and then we wait for, the pay-per-views that have both brands. So, I think, yeah, and also, like you just pointed out, Roman will have one of those, like, times where he doesn't show up, where it's like, is Roman really going to want to show up to, fill in the blank of random pay-per-view in September?
Right, yeah.
He's not going to want to show up. He's going to want to take that time off. He'd be better suited to want to, like, show up for, like, I don't know, Money in the Bank or No Mercy or, No Way Out. I don't know, Elimination Chamber. He's going to want to take time off, and this gives him time to maybe do stuff more with the main event talent like Edge. Edge is probably going to headline a pay per view. Bobby Lashley is going to headline a pay per view one of these days, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do. Maybe Charlotte Flair will headline a pay per view. Who knows?
I'll say this here: the mid card division for SmackDown for Austin Theory and the United States looks fucking great. It looks great. You got Theory, you got LA Knight, you got Grayson Waller, Cameron Grimes. That's a pretty good healthy core right there for the United States Championship. Karrion Kross, Karrion Kross, I think this is sink or swim for Karrion Kross now, because I think he's gonna be upper mid card if they treat him right, upper mid card, and also possibly going up against Roman. I have him over LA Knight if treated right. And also, I forgot Sheamus too as well. So that's another person. But yeah, I think the mid card, this is the strongest out of all shows. I think the United States title division is the strongest because of that mid card there. Those guys I mentioned though. But you also got you got Pre-Deli, brand new tag team coming in. You also got the Brawling Brutes. You got the LWO there too as well. Hit Row, probably be a jobber tag team, and you got the OC and the Street Profits, and of course the Usos. So the tag team division there is not bad either. But again, they got to make sure that they treat the tag division as a tag division and make sure that there's stakes and matches as well. Women's division, you got Bianca. You do got Alba Fire, Ala Dunn. They're probably going to be a tag team for a while still, but eventually they're going to split. Then you got Charlotte, of course, Asuka. Lacey Evans, she's not really going to play a top part or anything. Shotzi may get a title shot here or there, but really is not going to play a top part of anything. And Tamina, who's just going to be there for a match every now and then. She's not really going to be there to win titles. So, but I think I like SmackDown better. I'm not worried about the World Heavyweight, not the World Heavyweight Championship, but the Universal, Undisputed Universal title, because no one's gonna beat Roman. Like, there's no one on this roster right now that is going to beat Roman Reigns. The guy that's gonna beat Roman Reigns is on Raw.
Yep, they're gonna more than likely hold off until Mania next year, which it's gonna be the 40th Mania, and it's gonna be in Philly.
I hope that's not the case. I know that's what they want, but I hope that's not the case. I hope it's sooner than that.
I mean, and Cody had a quote about the titles, which we'll get into later, but I don't want to see Roman as champion for another year. That's just me. I mean, again, I don't hate Roman, but it's at this point, I'm with you, where it's like, who are we going to put in Roman for? Who are we going to put in front of Roman for a whole year?
There's nobody on SmackDown.
I mean, we can run back.
No one believable that is going to win. They're going to try and make it close with Bobby Lashley, try and make it close with Edge, and we know what's going to happen. Like, it's we're not dumb.
Right.
However, I think the closest one that can take the title off of Roman is just Jey Uso.
Right. It's just,
that's the closest one to me.
Yeah, because like we're going to go through a whole year of predictability with Roman, whereas Cody's would be more interesting because we could see Cody, like we always just said, Cody needs to have more struggle, and let's just watch Cody struggle for a whole year and get back to that mountain and be more believable. Not to say he wasn't believable to beat him at Mania this year, but like it would have felt like it was just an easy win.
It would have felt flat.
You know what I mean? Where it would have been like, whatchamacallit? It would have been like watching Endgame, where instead of Iron Man taking the stones from Thanos and saying I am Iron Man, he just kicks Thanos in the balls and just takes the stones and says "fuck you."
Well, I will say this too as well. Because we got Money in the Bank. Which is going to be interpromotional brand. They're not most likely not doing King of the Ring because I know it got canceled. There still may be a slight chance, but it's just wishful thinking for me. I know people are saying LA Knight, and I predicted LA Knight too as well before this brand split. But if it's not LA Knight, please let it be Cody, and please let him cash in at SummerSlam. That's just me throwing a Hail Mary at this point, and hopefully that happens. It can happen for sure, but damn, man, like to me, you can't have Cody win the World Heavyweight Championship. I think it's probably going to be him versus Seth in the finals, and have Seth win it to where that Seth gets his wins. But basically, Cody beat him 3 times. Seth will beat him 1 time, but it'll be for this new world title. I think that'll be a great way to let Seth get a win back from Cody Rhodes and become champion, and just have Cody just be on that downward spiral struggle. But please, I would want Cody to be in Money in the Bank, win Money in the Bank, cash in on Roman for a title match at SummerSlam, and have win at SummerSlam. But I don't know. There's been rumor too as well that they probably want to have Roman hold the title at least through September of 2024, which is a random time. I don't know if that's when his contract's going to end. I don't know, but even if his contract is ending, he's not going anywhere. I mean, or he's not going to AEW or anything like that. So, yeah, man, like they gotta figure this out. This whole draft to me was how should I say? They did a lot of good things, but there was a lot of questionable stuff as well. A lot of questionable stuff, including with some of the NXT names too.
All right, Ruben. What do you think?
I agree.
Go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah, I mean, as far as this whole World Heavyweight title issue, it's good that we got another world title for Raw because it's been without a belt, even though they did have the United States title. However, again, it creates more problems than it solves. And we talked about this last week. Now we have 3 world titles, and then with Cody, if the plan is for Cody to win the World Heavyweight title, then it's just a consolation prize, and it just diminishes not only the belt, but diminishes Cody, because he said it himself, he has to finish the story. So we're just going to forget about the fact that he still has a story to finish. We're just going to put that to the side because, just gotta, we can't have him beat Roman. And if I hope to God that Roman doesn't stay champion. I like him as champion, but at some point you got to be like, all right, we gotta plan who's gonna be the guy to take the belt off of Roman, because you can go through Edge again, you can do Bobby Lashley, you can do You can do Jey Uso, but it's like it's predictable. And in most cases, like in this case, predictable isn't always good. Yeah, you'll get some good matches, get some good stories, some good promos, but end of the day, yeah, like with all that meandering just to get to where we need to go, if I'm hoping what you said, Justin, to have Cody win the Money in the Bank. I would rather Cody win it, because if they try to put on LA Knight, I think that's going to have him lose and lose and lose. And then like, hey, well, he's Money in the Bank, so it's okay that he loses. But that's always been a fallacy. And I think that what they need to do to rectify this, undisputed, WWE Universal Championship business, you basically gotta have a Jay cost Roman the belt. You gotta have him cost him the belt. Have Cody win the belt, and then have that story complete, and then you have Roman Reigns going on a tear. Just going on a tear, and then that's how you end the bloodline, because it's reaching its end, and I think that the more we just linger and linger, like, it's going to get stale. And we had some very good storylines and back and forth with the bloodline, but at some point you got to have an end game, no pun intended. You got to have an end game, and I think there's a way to go about it, but you can't wait too long, because then of course people are going to get frustrated. And as far as the roster on SmackDown, I like it, but it does have some issues. Of course, what we mentioned earlier with Roman, just not that many contenders for Roman, because he's not going to drop the belt anytime soon. But you do have a little belt. It's not a little belt, but you have a belt called the United States title. So that could be the belt that people, will contend with. And yeah, I think that's where you go until the belt is taken off Roman. If you know you're not gonna get the belt off of Roman anytime soon, they should have a plan for him to lose it at SummerSlam, but I doubt it. But have Austin Theory be that guy that defends the belt and have these stories. I just think that they created more problems than they need to, but you just got to solve it. And all boils down. You just got to solve it. Use what you have. Just do it. just do what we suggest. If not, But I think there's just a way out of this. You just got to implement it.
And free agents: Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Von Wagner, Omos, and MVP. What the hell was that? Were not selected. Were not selected in the night one of the draft either, making them free agents as well. Additionally, it was announced that Brock Lesnar negotiated his status as a free agent. Plus, several big-name superstars were not named in the draft pool, including Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, and Logan Paul. And the draft officially goes into effect on Monday, this coming Monday, after Backlash. So that's the draft. It happened. So let me pull up Cody's quote about the world title. So Cody was on... What podcast was he on? Let's not even say what podcast he was on. Anyways, he said, the goal is the same for me. I came here wanting one thing. It doesn't mean other stories won't happen that will also be finished, and it doesn't mean there aren't other milestones. The most important thing to me is still the championship that sits on Roman's shoulders. Rhodes then made sure to add that a lot would need to happen in order for the rematch to come to fruition. He commented on returning WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which will be exclusive to Raw. though his top priority still seems to be the title held by Reigns. With how WrestleMania 39 ended, a lot of people wonder how I would look at this. I try not to get into the discussion on it because it's more one of those things in my mind. The goal hasn't changed, but also other things are going to come up. And he then wanted to talk about his match with Brock. So I kind of had a feeling. I'm not trying to say. At the end of the day, if the company wants Cody to be champion, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. But as far as I know, Cody apparently calls his own shots. He is in charge of his own character, and from a storyline perspective, it makes more sense for Cody to want to finish the story like he's been saying for the past year with Roman, and it would make more sense for him to want to keep going after that title and not want this new title. So again, I'm with Justin. I kind of hope it happens sooner rather than later. Winning Money in the Bank seems like perfect sense. Since, Roman apparently told, no, well, not apparently, because it happened, where Roman told Cody, I'm not giving you a rematch, not ever, not now. Cody winning Money in the Bank, he has a contract saying, I can challenge you anytime I want. So, but what do you guys think about Cody's quote?
I mean, he said the right thing. I mean, there's really nothing much else to say. I mean, he wants the WWE Championship. You know what he came back for. He should not be anywhere near this World Heavyweight Championship. Sure, he can maybe, challenge for it, even go into the finals. I want to see Seth versus Cody and have Seth win, because Seth lost to Cody 3 times, including obviously that Hell in a Cell match. I really don't have a lot to say about it outside of what we said already.
Yeah, we basically explained ourselves regarding this whole Cody and Roman thing, and again, I just hope that they get to this, if they're gonna have Roman lose the belts at SummerSlam, to have it they just got to come up with something clever, something that won't seem like it's just thrown out of thin air. Just have some good creative where it makes sense. But again, if they have Cody beat Seth again after all those times, he did the job to Cody, I think Seth is way deserving of that belt, considering all the good matches he had, the consistent character he's been doing on TV lately. Like, he's been he's over. He's wearing all these outfits and suits. Like, dude is over, and he should be rewarded for that. And I think that just having this belt be the Cody Rhodes Consolation Prize is just not beneath him, but it's just an insult. So I think that if they go about it the way, all of us agree, I think that everyone comes out a winner. But let's see. Who knows, right?
Exactly. So that's it for the draft and just any Cody news. What else should we get into? Yeah, I guess we can talk about All In. So Tony Khan announces 36,000 tickets were sold on the first day of AEW All In pre-sale. He went on Twitter and announced that All In has already sold 36,000 tickets, surpassing their previous record of 20,177 at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe, which was in 2021. And yeah, apparently All In's doing pretty good. Let's get to an interesting part of that story. So let me pull it up. So ESPN boxing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
ESPN boxing reporter Mike Coppinger, or Coppinger, however you pronounce it, who stated that AEW was only looking to set up 40,000 fans in Wembley this August. Khan also suggested that Coppinger may have a relationship with WWE higher-up Nick Khan. Lies! Khan tweeted, What a load of crap. What was that?
As they blew my eardrums out.
Sorry about that. What a load of crap. Tell your agent Nick Khan to shove it up his ass. One post wasn't enough for Khan, who then fired off a longer and even longer tweet criticizing Coppinger. Since you carry the credentials of a credible reporter plus represent the worldwide leader, I'm just curious, who is your source for this? And how can a reporter representing ESPN tweet something about a legit news story that's so blatantly wrong and easily verified as falsehood? Khan asked. Khan wasn't the only one in AEW to take issue with Coppinger. Shortly after this, Cash Wheeler also took to Twitter with some strong words for the ESPN reporter. Hearing this guy is a clown. Can't disclose your sources, so please don't ask me to name names. In terms of All In attendance, Coppinger is indeed mistaken, as the seating chart for All In shows AEW is looking to fill as many seats as possible in Wembley. But Justin, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the whole thing with Tony Khan, clapping back. I mean, what do we expect at this point? I mean, that's what he does. But I really want to talk about they now they're at to 43,000. Over 43,000 tickets have been sold. Over 43,000 tickets have been sold. So that's $5.7 million. So that is the highest gate ever in England. Which is amazing, and that's just a pre-sale. It looks like they may get into the range of 65,000 to 70,000 people. So the 43,000 that was sold at for All In has dethroned Eric Bischoff's solo highest attendance record. If you're not counting the fucking show, the Collision Korea, Collision Korea. If you're not counting that show, but it surpassed the WCW Nitro in Atlanta, Georgia, with Goldberg versus Hogan. But this is excellent for AEW. It's excellent for the wrestling fans in England as well, and it's going to be a spectacle to see. And they didn't even announce a match yet either, so it's pretty awesome that that they're thriving in this situation here. So, but Ruben, go ahead, you got it.
Oof. I mean, it's pretty good. Again, 35,000 tickets ain't nothing to scoff at, but
no, they're over 43 now.
Yeah. I really think they can go and sell the whole arena out if they give enough intrigue for people to tune in to, to tune into the pay-per-view and B, to go and buy tickets to see the event live. And I think that it all depends on they position the show around. And again, I just think that Tony Khan, he just needs to focus on his show, selling out that arena, and whatever Kenny and the Bucks and Punk, whatever issues they have, you gotta put his foot down, because this is what they needed. They need that international appeal. They need that international exposure. And just by being beholden to whatever a Punk or whatever the elite says, it's not going to matter when it boils down. Tony Khan is the boss. He needs to sell this out, regardless of all the people say, oh, Nick Khan this, Nick Khan that, whoever. Who cares? I think that what needs to be done, he has to put the important pieces out there. If you're gonna get Goldberg, I mean, I'm not a fan of Goldberg, but hey, he wants that retirement match. Book him there. Give him a good deal. Give him a deal he won't be able to refuse. Put Jericho on the show. Put Danielson on the show. Have some of New Japan guys. You have Okada, you have Zack Sabre Jr., have all these guys. Pack that show up. Sonata, pack that show up. Yeah, pack that show up. Don't just have, don't get an arena in, you know, in Europe just to have a Dynamite level, like a normal AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite type of show. Like, it's just a waste. You had the opportunity to have, you know, good enough intrigue for this show, for this stadium, and gotta have CM Punk and FTR versus the Elite. You got to, no matter what. If none of them are willing to play ball, fire them. That's my thing. You gotta go scorched earth. If they're not going to play ball, if they're not gonna work with each other, fucking fire them. Because it boils down, it's not Punk that makes the rules. It's not Omega. It's not the Bucks. It's not FTR. It's Tony Khan, and he has to put his fucking foot down. He has to stop being a mark. Like, and I don't hate on Tony Khan. I just think that his markdom gets in the way of him being and taking on too many responsibilities, prevents him from being a good leader and a good, you know, just overall booker or what have you. And I just think that you have this moment, you have this fucking moment, you get where you need to get, pay however amount, really any amount, but you give a good price for these people to show up and wrestle, have all the, you know, New Japan talents come in. You have Monet come in you have maybe Trinity down the line, you know, Impact still has good relationships with them. You know, just some way to stack this show up, because I think it's sink or swim, you know, for AEW in terms of the international audience, and to get just a good audience. Because,
well, I mean, I kind of slightly disagree, but because I don't think it's sink or swim. Because if it was sink or swim, then they wouldn't have as many fans sign up as they did already. Now, if they put on let's say they put on a completely terrible show, one of the worst shows ever, you know what I mean? Then yes, of course, after that it'll be sink or swim. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no way that they can put on a horrible show if they utilize what they have.
That's true. That's true.
But
yeah.
Again, it just goes to show you that. And hopefully we can be speaking this into things, you know, put his foot down and do the match, because people want to see Punk, people want to see FTR, and, you know, people want to see the Elite go at it, because there's some intrigue there. Like, oh, what happens if, you know, one of them knocks the other one out? Like, you know,
that's very true. That's been a hot topic in the shop. Obviously, most of the people come in the shop, they either talk about like Cody, the Bloodline, or they talk about, like, if it's AEW, they talk about a couple things, but mainly they talk about Punk and the Elite, and, you know, is Punk coming back and all that shit. So
right, and AEW needs that Bloodline type story, and, you know, I'm sorry, Bryan Danielson and you know, Blackpool Combat Club just jamming screwdrivers onto New Japan wrestlers, you know, foreheads and making them bleed. That's not enough. That's really not enough. And I like all those guys there, minus Yuta. I like all those guys there, but it's just not. It's not it. You need something more. And
yeah, true.
And I want, like, listen, I want AEW to succeed because it's another company, and they have an opportunity to have their own Bloodline as story, something that can have people talking. But if you have Jericho, you have the Elite being, I don't want to work with Punk, I don't want to work with these people, then I'm sorry, that your contract says, that's all you got to say. Your contract says you got to, and if you don't, if you're not willing to go by your contract, then get out. That's all we can say. And the other thing is a business, and I think in a business there's a thing called making money, return on investment. And if these people are not willing to play ball because they don't like working with someone, then tough luck. That's just life. You got.
I agree.
Fan of, but you gotta still do it because it's part of your contract, and you are potentially gonna lose the company money just because of your feelings or whatever. It's like fuck your feelings, make money, because when you're making money, that's what everyone's making money.
Yeah,
and I like having those extra zeros in my bank account when it all boils down. At least, all of us here on the panel and everyone else listening can agree. We love money. We love the idea of having money, I should say. But also, as people who do that for a living and they make, just 6-7 figures, you think, hey, I want more money, so let's do this. But again, I'm not in charge of a company, but it's just common sense, and I hope that come August we have a good card. I'm gonna watch, but we'll just gotta wait and see.
Tony Khan, I mean, we've said this, Tony Khan needs the guy who's going to do the things that he doesn't want to do. Like, Tony needs to be the guy just running everything and signing the paychecks. But he needs the guy who's going to be the booker, but he also needs a guy at the same time who's going to not be afraid to hurt somebody's feelings. Like, he needs to be the guy that says, well, too fucking bad. Grow the fuck up, Buttercup. Like, he needs that guy, but then again, CM Punk was kind of that guy, apparently. Like, he was the guy that was not afraid to tell someone the truth, and look what happened. So, this place is run by children. The inmates run the asylum. But going back to Wembley, it's like, good for them. They're selling over 40,000 tickets. I want them to succeed as well. I know I shit on AEW, and granted, I said I don't really want to watch AEW anymore, just for, obvious reasons, but good for them. I want them to succeed. I never want anyone to fail. And I don't like Tony Khan, but I don't want AEW to fail. I want it to succeed because it's another place for the boys to go, and to make money. But, if I'm going to watch All In or All Out, whatever you want to call it. I'll watch it just to see what's going to happen. But my message is, okay, you're selling tickets. Now make a show. Make a show that's worth going to. Because it's like Ruben said, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley taking a screwdriver into somebody's head and pretending that they're cutting their forehead open is not enough. The young Bucks doing super kicks is not enough. Orange Cassidy, putting his hands in his pants is not enough, unfortunately.
Yep.
So, now Britt Baker pretending that she just got punched in the face is not enough. Like, there needs to be something, and that something is Punk. Or possibly maybe have a Goldberg come in and do a retirement match. So, or like, Ruben just said, bring in some New Japan guys, bring in Okada. Do something. Do something that's going to make people, look at this and go, this is a big show. This is treated like a big show.
I think there's something already in the works already. They're not going to book a show like this and not have something ready. Yeah, at least 1 or 2 big matches ready. I think there's definitely something in the works. But yeah, no, we'll see. I mean, they got a little bit before they, because, you got a Double or Nothing coming up, and after that, they got to get the ball rolling, because you're going to have All In, then, like, the very next week, you're going to have All Out. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That I don't agree with that, but, it is what it is.
Yep.
Other news. So Trinity Fatu talks about going to TNA, or not TNA, Impact. She was on Busted Open Radio, And she says I was really going through a lot and just felt really stagnant and I wasn't happy. Ultimately, I left that day because of the way I was talked to and handled. Everything just kind of broke me that day. It had nothing to do with anything else, anybody else, but that was just it. I had to, and to go through the backlash, the negativity, the lies, and the rumors, and to also just feel lost, it broke me. It was probably the lowest I ever felt in my life, but going through that, it made me reset and face it head on, and figure out how to learn from this experience and grow from it and just find myself again. And then she claimed via an Instagram comment that she was no longer with WWE as she continued to make backstage videos at NJPW and GCW in Orlando. She's now going to be Trinity in Impact Wrestling. She made her debut last Thursday. I have not seen the show. I'm hearing buzz for Impact. People are saying it's actually, worth watching. So, unfortunately, I don't have access the channel that Impact is aired on, but I'm hearing good things about Impact, so good. We have the big two, which is WWE and AEW. It'd be nice to have a solid three. Another place where the guys and girls can go work. But what do you guys think about Trinity? In her journey to Impact.
It's the similar stories that we hear about a lot of wrestlers that end up leaving WWE. Their spirits breaking. They feel so down and they feel that they stop loving professional wrestling. So but at the end of the day though, I'm happy for her, good for her. And I mentioned this again, Impact women's roster is very, 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 very strong. Well, probably the best women's roster in wrestling right now. When you look from top to bottom, but not a lot of people look at it, and I get it. But but the fact that matters, they have a very strong roster, and now she becomes the instant top person coming in. She is going to be the top one on that roster. Her and Mickie James, right? But Mercedes over there in Japan, working Stardom. She's gaining eyes and ears on that product, and she is indirectly helping other people, which I knew already, but helping indirectly introduce some of the other wrestlers down there, like Tam Nakano, Mina Shikawa, Gilia, girls like that, and hopefully Trinity can do the same thing for Impact. Because maybe for the first time he's like, oh, who's this Masha Slamovich, and you get introduced to her, and it's like, oh, okay, she's damn good. So hopefully everything goes well for her. Impact seems to be in it seems like in a very long time. And that I haven't heard any drama come out of Impact or anything like that. That used to be the drama place before AEW. But hopefully it seems like everyone that's working there right now seems to be pretty happy for the most part. Seems like Scott D'Amore is running his promotion very well. He's not trying to. And one thing I do say that I do like about Impact is that they're not trying to be number one. They're not trying to be number 3. They're just trying to be an alternative. They're not trying to, sign huge names like, Cody or Seth or Roman or Kenny Omega or the Young Bucks. They're just trying to put on a good alternate to wrestling. And for the most part, they're doing a good job. So good for Trinity, and I hope she does well.
Ruben, what do you think?
I'm very excited for Trinity. Just considering what she and Sasha Banks went through in WWE and how they were treated and all that. I wouldn't be surprised if she was done with wrestling after that. But the fact that she decided to go to Impact, I think is a good career move for her. I think that this will elevate her stock even more because in WWE she wasn't able to show what she can do, and she was pretty good when she was in WWE. When she won the SmackDown Women's title, I was happy. It's like, yes, she'll have an opportunity to show off what she can do. And there was so many glimpses. Just, the whole glow thing, I think was pretty cool. She's athletic. And, of course, she's gorgeous. That goes without saying.
Helps.
Yeah. Beauty is a good tag team partner. That's for damn sure. And I think that, oh yeah. I mean, I'm trying to be respectful here, but yes, it's there. She knows it. She owns it. But I'm really happy for her. But all said and done, yeah, I rag on Impact and all that, but they do have a pretty solid women's roster, knockouts roster from top to bottom, and it's so far like it's that I'm hoping it's that number 3, because it ain't ROH. That's for damn sure. That is basically AEW Dark Elevation squared. But I think that if they get on a better television network, that actually people can watch, or
Spike TV.
If they can get Spike TV again, listen.
Do they even exist?
I will watch. Yeah,
It's called Paramount Network now.
Yeah, I mean, they can get a deal. I'm saying that they could get a deal with a streaming service. I know they have Impact Plus, but if they can get a TV deal,
which I'm subscribed to, by the way, I actually have Impact Plus.
Yeah, my best friend, he's subscribed to Impact Plus too, and it's there's still like a few like certain episodes of Impact that aren't there. They're not on, which sucks, because there's some that I want to go back and watch, especially ones from 2010 and all that. But
that's the exact reason why I got it.
Yeah,
I was watching some Impacts after Bound for Glory 2010 just to see how fucking crazy Jeff Hardy was.
That's something we should revisit. Because
sure.
that was some good stuff. A mess of all the chaos, because it wasn't all good, but that Jeff Hardy being heel and all that was pretty cool. But yeah, going back to Trinity, I'm really happy for her, and I think that her making this decision is best for her, and also with Mercedes going to working in Japan, and she could possibly be at AEW, so that's a big plus. And I think Trinity eventually, give her some time, she might be in AEW. Just give it time. I'm glad she went to Impact, not AEW, because if she would have went to AEW, she would have been lost in the shuffle.
I hope that she doesn't go to AEW, because no matter where she goes, she's gonna get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
especially with hardcore Brit Holly over there.
Jesus Christ.
but I'm saying if you can get someone like Saraya Paige lost in the shuffle, who was for a while the top woman in WWE, you can get pretty much anyone lost in the shuffle. So
I mean, well, it's also Saraya, who hasn't had a match in 3 years. She
doesn't matter. She still got lost in the shuffle. You brought that was at the time when she came over. That was their biggest woman signing, and to me, it's probably still their biggest woman signing that they ever had. And she's just another person when she should be someone more than that.
Yeah,
I agree. But yeah, I'm happy for Trinity. Big things. I'm hoping she will become Knockouts champ within, maybe by the end of the year, the beginning of next year, I'm hoping. And I've been meaning to watch some Impact, but now that Trinity's there, I'm gonna definitely give it more of a chance. I watch clips here and there, but for sure I'm gonna give it a chance, because there's some good on there. I think TNA, on the TNA, I think Impact Wrestling is more ROH than ROH is ROH, if that makes any sense. That's something I noticed on the few clips I've seen. I'm like, they're more ROH. What's going on? And again, too many shows Tony Khan has, too many, condense that down, big man. But yeah, just Go Trinity.
Go Trinity. We are definitely a Trinity supporting podcast.
Yes.
Sonya Deville, her stalker, was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Philip A. Thomas II, who was accused of stalking and planning to kidnap Sonya Deville in August of 2020, has been sentenced to 15 years in prison. He is also set to serve 15 years of probation after serving time behind bars. The case has been closed after it was deemed that Thomas was incompetent to stand trial. However, it was later reopened, and he has now pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including attempted kidnapping, aggravated stalking, and armed burglary. According to Fox 13 Tampa Bay, prosecutors said that Thomas's obsession with DeVille turned to anger, which led him to drive to Lutz, Florida, and various items, including zip ties, a knife, and duct tape in a bid to kidnap her. It was revealed that Thomas had sent a large number of threatening messages to DeVille on his social media months before the incident took place. Disturbing footage from DeVille's home surveillance showed that she encountered Thomas moments before he entered her home. The 29-year-old was with former NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose at the time of the frightening ordeal. DeVille was later granted a temporary injunction against Thomas and immediately took time away from WWE after losing to Rose in a no disqualification loser leaves WWE match at this year's SummerSlam Premium Live event. And she was on Pat McAfee's show last year and explained that she was frightened to return to her neighborhood after the attempted kidnapping. And then she returned as a authority figure with Adam Pearce. But me and Justin talked about this a few months ago, where she had gotten arrested because she had a gun in her car, which we were very much pro, Sonya Deville carrying protection with her. Because, I've never had to go through... I'm not trying to compare myself, but it's just like, we've never had to deal with that kind of ordeal. At least I'm not sure, Ruben, have you ever had to deal with somebody stalking you or just going out of their way to make you feel uncomfortable? Or,
Oh, yeah, I have. But here in New York City, the gun laws here, to carry, very strict.
Oh yeah,
very strict. As
it's like infamous to about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But as far as her stalker being sentenced to how many years? 15 years.
15.
Wow. Good. I'm as no one should go through what she went through and what other women go through. Because, hey, listen, Sonya Deville, she's a looker. Hey, she's not our same orientation, but it doesn't matter. She is a looker, but no one should have to go through that. And to me, some people don't know this thing called boundaries.
Yeah.
They don't know this thing called boundaries, and I'm always big on boundaries. These super fans, they tend to be very just give off creep vibes, and I actually dealt with, I know someone that I used to work with that dealt with someone stalking her, managed to get her email address, phone number, calling from different numbers and all that, and just doing this, at a place of work, and just to see that happen in real time, I was like, no wonder many women out there deal with what they deal with when they react the way that they do, because of just a bunch of bad apples. There's a lot of them out there, but I hope that this gives her closure, because I could imagine the stress that she went through, and no one should have to deal with that. And her owning a gun, listen, I'm all for people protect themselves, especially you don't know what people are carrying. Here in New York City, we, they say we see something, say something, but people here, we just mind our business because we don't know what what someone else can have, what they're capable of, what they're packing, and you never know. You never know who you could encounter out there. So I'm all for people protecting themselves and having the ability to protect themselves, because it's like, Jesus. But I'm happy that she has some closure from all this.
I'm happy too, because it's like, there's a show on Netflix called I Am a Stalker, where it talks about, different stories about people being stalked, and they actually interview the person who was arrested for stalking, and they get their point of view, and like they're trying to explain, well, at the time this is how I was feeling, and and now I realize I was wrong, and A, B, C, and D. And there was like a few cases in there where like the person who was the stalker, I'll just put it that way, was, I guess, realized, yeah, I fucked up. And then the rest were just like, I don't think I did anything wrong. I love so and so. She just needs to know it. And when I get out of here, I'm going to prove it to her. It's like, oh boy.
Yep.
And with this,
I heard that before.
Right. Then with Sonya, it's just, this can give her closure, but it's like, this is going to take a while.
Yeah, it's not an overnight thing. Like, victims of stalking, harassment, sexual assault, like it's something that's going to stay with you for a long time. And it's that wound that's never going to fully heal. But at least this gives her some bit of closure, but you're never going to be fully like done with this, because it's going to stick with you. And unfortunately, there's some people, like you said, they believe what they're doing is not evil. They believe what they're doing is good. Oh, I'm the good guy. I'm showing her I love her. I care about her by stalking her address and basically, just, I know her schedule. I know where she's at, where she's gonna be. Like, but that's love. I love her. You gotta understand. I love her. I'm the good guy here. And it's like, no, you fucking creep. That is no way how you're supposed to treat someone like that. That's literally, you're literally stalking, you're literally harassing someone, but it's in their warped minds, and to them, they're the hero in their story. And yeah, exactly. It's not love. That is not love. That is just unthinkable behavior. That's unforgivable behavior right there.
Yeah, it's not love. It really is. I mean, there's been plenty of there's been unfortunate stories in the past of celebrities with stalkers that didn't end well. Like that singer Christina Grimmie. I don't know if you guys heard that name, where she was having a concert and the guy literally walked up on stage while she was doing a meet and greet and shot her, like right in front of everybody. And the story was that he was obsessed with her. Like he was like a 30-something-year-old man. This girl was like 22, just barely 22, dude. And then there was an actress. I'm forgetting her name. She was like on an 80s show. I'm Kevin Castle, no, but like someone, like she lived in those apartments where I don't know if they still have them, Rube, where you're at in New York, but like those apartments where you can just like buzz the door and say, "Hey, I'm down here," and you can
we still got those here.
Oh, that sucks. And like she had a stalker, saying, "Hey, I'm a fan of yours," yada yada yada, and she went down there and said hi to him and took a picture of them, and that's it. And then, he buzzed her down again. She comes down and like they're literally face to face, like, and she has like a gate or like I guess like a bar door or whatever you want to call it. And I forgot like if he stabbed her or like shot her, but either way he killed her. And just I don't mean to bring the show down, guys. We'll end it on a happy note. I promise. But it's just like you hear about these unfortunate stories. It's good to hear a win. It's good to hear somebody that isn't a statistic, that isn't a casualty. So, but we're very much team Sonya. But Justin, do you have any thoughts on this?
No. I mean, he got 15. I mean, y'all hear everything. There's nothing for me to say, but he got 15 years in prison, 15 years of probation. I think his 15 minutes of fame is up, and honestly, I think we gave too much time to his asshole already. So,
yeah.
But who's gonna have a lot of time with him in jail? His cellmate is named Bubba, and he's gonna give him some loving.
And he's gonna give him 15 minutes of fame.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna get 15 minutes of this cock. This cock.
Yeah.
To kind of end on a happy note, Carmella and Corey Graves announced pregnancy. Carmella is, as we all know, married to Corey Graves. She came back for a little bit, and then she took some time off, and then now we know why. There's a cute video online that I would say go out of your way to watch it, just to like kind of smile, where she bought her stepkids, which are Corey's kids, sneakers like Nikes and Jordans, and then one of the kids pulls out a tiny little baby pair of Jordans, and they're just like, wait, what is this? And then she says, I'm pregnant. You're gonna have a little brother, a little sister, and it's a cute video. Like it's one of those videos where like if you don't feel some type of way, if you don't even smile, then it's like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but it's a cute video. Good on Carmella, good on Corey.
Or his penis works.
Yeah, his penis works.
Well, I mean, clearly it does, because he has a kid number 4 now for him. So,
Mella, I know she had that unfortunate, miscarriage at the beginning of the year. But I mean, it's good. It's good to hear good things happen for somebody. I mean, I for all accounts, I think Carmella's a nice person. She seems like a sweet girl. Corey seems like a dude. He seems like a guy that you would see at a bar playing pool and having a beer and watching the game. So I have no issues with him. Good on Mella. Happy for her. What do you guys think?
Happy for her. Glad that she is. It's something that she always wanted to have. Obviously, happy for her, and wish her happiness and healthiness during her pregnancy.
Yeah, same. Hope the pregnancy goes okay, and I hope that they're happy. What else can I say?
All right, so that's all the news I have. Justin, you have any news topics?
I sure do. Got a couple tidbits here. Nothing too lengthy here. Only got like 2 news stories and the viewership. Tonight, Tony Khan announced that Will Washington used to work with Fightful, online personality for pro wrestling. I will say he is semi-popular. A lot of people do like the guy for the most part, but anyway, he was announced as administration coordinator, working in many areas of wrestling, live events, social media creative, PR. So that was announced by Tony Khan before Dynamite tonight. So the reason why it's such a big deal is because he started off as like a creator, and obviously he worked for Fightful, but also doing like their podcast on YouTube, their after shows whatnot with Denise Salcedo or whatnot. So basically he's just in a way kind of one of us that got a job with AEW. So good for him. Just it is inspirational, saying that you can actually become somebody more than what you are by this hobby here, because this is a hobby that we're doing, and eventually, hopefully, one day, hopefully Drew's getting hired by WWE or Tony Khan because of his show here. You know what I mean? So, But yeah, no. At the end of the day, I think that's pretty good news. Great news actually, to see that somebody that does this, that was doing this for a living, is now actually being working with the top 2 organization in the world. So
I don't know, like, I would just work for Tony Khan for the paychecks. I would just pay me and don't have me do anything else.
I mean, hey, that would be the life.
So,
well, I mean, yeah, but just it's not just about that. It's just like, hey, this guy.
for me, it's about the money, Justin. Okay, I am a whore. Just pay me.
All right. Well, I'll just go on to the next story then. So next story, and I'm pretty sure Drew's gonna love this one.
Oh.
AEW Dark and Dark Elevation have ended for the time being. Dark Elevation was announced last week, but also Dark as well. They both have ended. But this has to do with part of AEW signing a new deal for the Collision to air on Saturdays. Part of the new deal is that AEW's wrestling content will exclusively air on Warner Bros. Discovery. So that doesn't include Ring of Honor as of today. This is coming from Andrew Zarian from the Batman podcast, so who works for the Wrestling Observer. So I don't really want to go into depth real quick. I mean, I know that we kind of shit on Elevation and Dark, but again, that's more talent that doesn't get airtime to hash out some of their skills or whatnot. So kind of it sucks for them, for some of that talent that's signed that's not on Dynamite or Rampage every week. And yeah, but it looks like they may have some new wrestling content being on Warner Bros. Discovery. We'll see how that folds out. Any thoughts about that before I move on to the last thing?
Not really.
Nothing? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, lastly here, just the numbers from the shows. SmackDown was at 2.473 million for the draft. Big number there. Obviously, that was up from the weeks previous. Raw from this week was at a 1.778 for the draft. That's actually down from last week. NXT, Jesus Christ, NXT went down tremendously. 568,000. That was down from the 647. So, but they've been hanging around like the 500,000. But that's a tremendous drop. And last but not least, AEW Dynamite. Obviously not tonight, but we'll see what happens with those numbers next week. But last week's was at 863,000 viewers, which was up from the April 19th show. So that's all I got. Nothing much else. We hit everything else already. So
all right. Now let's move on to the main event. WWE Backlash, which is going to be this Saturday in San Juan, Puerto Rico. It'll be at the Coliseo de Puerto Rico Jose Miguel Aguirot. I don't know if I nailed that.
You did a good job, Drew. As
better than what I can do.
half Puerto Rican, I'm impressed.
Gracias. Gracias, mi amigo.
De nada.
Sí. Anywho, it will start at 7 p.m. Central Time. 12 p.m. Wait, what? Okay, no, it's the press conference. Never mind. But, so 7 matches so far, which it looks like those are the final matches. So, I'll start with the first one. 6-man tag match. Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, and the Usos, with Paul Heyman.
Babyface team wins.
All right,
I mean, I don't. There's really nothing to break down on this match. This is really just a storyline match. And obviously these guys are not going to have any interaction with each other after this. So yeah, I mean, basically the babyface wins, and we'll just see what happens with the Bloodline afterwards. Solo Sikoa, not Sequoia, Sikoa. Yeah, he's I don't know if there's going to be a turn after this match. I'm not sure. And this possibly, this is not going to main event the show. There's just one match that I think is going to main event the show. But yeah, babyfaces win.
Yeah, babyfaces. I mean, this continues the downward spiral of, the bloodline and the Usos kind of being, ousted from the group, while, Solo is kind of the, I guess the new, I don't want to say pet because that sounds weird, but I guess like the new favorite of Roman. So, I mean, this should be a fun match. I'm enjoying Matt Riddle's comeback. He seems a lot more serious. Like, I mean, he still does the goofy bro stuff, but like he seems a little bit more serious. He seems more dialed in. I mean, good, because he was just in rehab, and I want to see him do better. I want to see him succeed. I don't want to see him fuck up again. So, I mean, just for the love of God, can he wear longer tights? Just those.
Yes, please.
yeah. That there, I actually agree, because I'm like, what happened to the biker shorts now? Like his calf is exposed.
And I've seen his cock.
No, I have not, but
I have. It's like another fucking arm. Like
that's way too fucking much information I need to do.
I mean, it's impressive, but it's like, and the point of this, it's like, those shorts are way too short. It's like, come on, just get some tighter tights. But anyways, nonetheless, I'm going with the babyface tag team. Ruben, what about you?
Babyface tag team, of course.
All right.
There you go.
Next is, I don't know if this match will main event. I mean, it should, but I have a feeling what's going to be the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Singles match.
Cody has to win. Like that, I like. Is it going to be a good match? I don't know. I like to hope that Brock will like to do business, but at the end of the day, though, Cody has to win. I'm predicting Cody. I'm thinking Cody's going to win, but he has to win. Period. There's no reason. I don't want to hear any justification on why Brock Lesnar should win this match. There's no justification on why Brock Lesnar should win this match. Period.
I agree. I think Cody needs to win this. No other option. Because, Brock is Brock, but for Cody to complete a story, he needs to win. It just doesn't make any sense.
He needs to be Cody Christ in this match.
Yes.
Cody does need to win it. If Cody wins this, it's like, okay, now we're back to business. Brock doesn't need to win matches anymore. Like, he's fucking Brock Lesnar. Like, he can just lose. Like, put over Cody.
He's going to be the World Heavyweight Champion, though.
What was that?
He's going to be the World Heavyweight Champion, though.
Who?
Brock.
No, he's not.
I'm just kidding. Kidding.
No. No more titles for Brock. But yeah, Brock doesn't need to win matches. Brock just needs to be Brock. Just put over Cody. I'm with you, Justin. Where I was trying to think of a way to justify it, but I was like, no, Cody needs to win. If we're possibly leading to Cody maybe winning Money in the Bank and challenging Roman at SummerSlam, this needs to be Cody's, mountain. I'm sorry, his mountain that he climbs and he conquers. Like, he needs to conquer the beast. So Cody needs to win. End of story. Will this be a good match? I mean, it's probably going to be like maybe 7 minutes at best.
I think it's going to be longer. I think Brock may give us 12 minutes.
Ooh, okay.
I think Brock wants to actually do this match with Cody. Actually, I want to see Brock's matches against Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles at the Survivor Series, because I'm wondering how long those matches went. And let's see. Let me see if I can pull those up really quick here. I think I got it. Okay, so Survivor. So he went up against I think it was AJ. Let's see. Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. Okay, that was 7 minutes on the dot in 2019. 2018, Brock versus Daniel Bryan. That went 1850.
Huh.
So that almost went 19 minutes. Then the year before that, it was him versus AJ, which went 15 minutes and 25 seconds. I think 12 minutes. I think they can do 12 minutes.
Yeah, and Cody busted open Brock on Raw. Like, he punched him right in the lip. Which Brock...
Yeah, Brock's gonna give a receipt back, too.
Brock is really good at selling. Like, I don't think Brock gets enough credit for how good he sells. Like, he really sold that punch.
I think a lot of people get Brock crayons. At least from what I hear, I think a lot of people get Brock crayons selling for the most part. At least from what I hear.
Like, he's just so good at selling. But
yeah, sure.
Again, this will be a good match for Brock because Brock likes working with smaller guys. Which Cody isn't necessarily a small guy, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's fit. I'll just put it that way. Like, he's very fit. He's, I guess, taller than average, if that's the best way to put it. But he looks believable. I'll just put it that way. So this will be a good match. Cody needs to win. Just period. End of story. But
agreed.
So next, Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship.
Rhea Ripley's winning. Zelina Vega's only in this match because she's Puerto Rican.
This is true.
I don't have nothing else to say. Rhea Ripley's winning.
I want Rhea to win, but I want her to destroy Zelina in the match. I want this to be like Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at SummerSlam.
She's gonna take one hell of a riptide, though. I can tell you that. It's gonna look nasty.
I want her to fucking destroy her in front of Puerto Rico. And I want her to mount her in front of everybody in the fucking ring.
Yes.
Fucking mount me. The fuck?
I don't know. I don't make my best booking decisions when I'm horny, but I want this to happen.
It's kind of like when you're hungry and you're deciding, hey, I'm gonna go to the grocery store, but I'm hungry, so instead of getting stuff I can make dinner at least for like 2 or 3 nights for, I'm just gonna get all the junk, all the snack foods, and then I come back and I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up here. We've definitely made some wrong choices. So I get you. When you're horny, when you're hungry, same difference. Bad things, good things happen depending. Yeah, don't let me tell you what to do, what to believe. But I would like Rhea to just destroy Zelina and just a bit of offense, just for them, for the crowd at Puerto Rico to believe, like, oh, we got this chance, this sliver of chance, and then they just yank it right out from under them. And it's kind of like at Infinity War, the end of Infinity War, when Thanos gets all the Infinity Stones and snaps half of the universe, and then all the kids in the movie theater crying. I want that. And I'm wrong for wanting that.
No, you're not wrong, because I want it. If Rhea's supposed to be the scary bitch heel, like, what better heat to get than by destroying one of their natives? Just fucking destroy Zelina. Just beat the fuck out of her. Take your time, too. Like, just take your time. Don't even bother going for quick pins. Just destroy her. Matter of fact, talk trash to the crowd. Be like, is this your girl? Is this your girl, Puerto Rico? And, just have Dom just, like, play up to the crowd. She's not mommy.
Hey, listen, I'm saying all this and I'm agreeing to all this, and I'm Puerto Rican, so I'm like, listen, I like Zelina, but I think there's no way she's winning.
No.
Just because you have Rhea just winning, she's won the belt. Doesn't make any sense for her to drop it like that. And then you have some people say, oh my gosh, Zelina has to win. If she doesn't win, then I'm done with WWE. It's like, are you high? Like, are you, there's some sort of malfunction. Doesn't make any sense. Only reason why she's having this match is because of the fact that they're in Puerto Rico. And I like Zelina, but just logically, Rhea has to win just because.
Yep.
And one big riptide, and mount her and look at Dominic, not the crowd. She's gonna look at Dominic and she's gonna give him them eyes to him and let him know this is gonna be you tonight. So you better bite hard on that pillow.
and just look to the camera. Mommy's always on top. and just go to Dominic going, I love it. Next, Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos in a singles match. Why is this a match?
Where's the fucking story?
What is this?
Well, why is this match happening? I know why the match is happening, but why is this match happening?
I don't know.
I know why.
Yeah, we know why.
This Omos is gonna win. This is gonna help Omos to go up against Roman at Night of Champions.
Wait, what?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why? Whoa! Why is Omos wrestling Roman?
Because it's fucking WWE.
But why?
It's WWE. So you gotta think about it like this, right? So they're gonna try to make this last match for him to have 1,000 Days epic, right? And what better way in Vince's mind against Omos? I'm telling you.
It's gonna happen.
I'm letting you know now that's probably gonna be the match at Night of Champions. I'm letting you know now. Seth doesn't need to win this match if he's gonna become the World Heavyweight Champion. I don't agree with it, but that's what it looked like is gonna happen.
Wow.
Yep.
Just saying, like,
I don't know. I'm going to go for Seth, but whatever. I don't even know about this match anymore. Next, triple threat for the United States Championship: Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed.
Theory's winning.
Theory. A-Town down.
Yeah. Reed is on Raw now. Lashley doesn't need the United States title. He's bigger than that, so should be a fun match though.
They should have kept Lashley on Raw though, just to compete for that world title. But that's just me. Next, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship.
This is interesting. I think that Io should win. I think she should win. That way you can have Io and Asuka have a program, and then you can work on breaking up Damage Control and just have Io go on her own, which Io should be on her own. Just based on she's really good. And listen, she doesn't speak English that as well, but I mean, who cares? Who cares at the end of the day? She can wrestle, and she emotes just like Asuka. She can emote how she's feeling better in Japanese than they do in English. It's just fact, and I think that there definitely could be some story and some money on there, and especially Bianca's been Raw Women's Champ for over a year, and plus Io's on SmackDown, so it will make sense. But part of me thinks that they're just gonna go with Bianca and then just have them swap the belts, which is stupid. It's really stupid, but we'll see. I would want Io to win just for the reasons why I mentioned.
So I'm gonna say Io's going to win. And with that, she's going to get somehow traded to Raw, or since she's the Raw Women's Champion, she gets put on Raw. Because if Bianca wins, obviously, the title swap, and that's going to look stupid or whatnot. But personally, that's how I would do it. Now with Rhea, because Rhea is on SmackDown, right? I think what they probably end up doing is they'll probably end up doing like some type of, I don't know, who's the real Raw Women's Champion or something like that, and or who's the real champion, or they just may have Rhea split up from Judgment Day. They may just do a trade. I don't know, but I want Io to win, and I want Io on Raw. So, but most likely Bianca's gonna win, but that's that's probably gonna happen. But if Io wins, that's just be another great way, because she doesn't need to be on SmackDown, because like that'll just be really fucking stupid. Whereas like Io's on SmackDown, but she's the Raw Women's Champion. Rhea's on Raw, and she's the SmackDown Women's Champion. What they should have done a long time ago is just rename the fucking belts. Just have a WWE Women's Champion and a WWE World Women's Champion. Simple enough.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god,
so simple. But they don't think. They don't use their heads. Like it's so easy. Like I just came up with that in 5 seconds. Like but that's WWE though, so they'll do what they want to do.
This should be a good match. I mean, this will probably be the best match of the night. I mean, if you really let these two go, this will be the best match of the night. Because I love Io. I think Io being on Damage Control has maybe done, more damage, pun intended, to her than good. Bianca, I love Bianca, but Bianca's gotten real stale. So it would be interesting if they took the title off of her, and then have Io go to Raw with the SmackDown, or not the SmackDown, but the Raw Women's title, and see what you can do with that. Maybe just have one woman's champion in the whole company, since we have a lot of women. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do, but whatever happens is going to be interesting. I mean, if Io wins, it's going to be interesting. So, what's up? Okay. Just saying hi to the missus. But this will be a good match. I mean, like I said, let these women go. Let these women really go out there and perform. They're going to be in Puerto Rico, and the whole crowd's going to be hot for everything. Yep. So this could very well be a match of the night, maybe match of the year candidate. I don't know. And closing it out, which could probably be the main event: Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest in a San Juan street fight. I say probably because they're literally on the poster for the show. So
it's Bad Bunny.
It's Bad Bunny. I mean,
he runs fucking Puerto Rico, man. Oh my goodness. But it should be a fun match. I think Priest is obviously a perfect opponent to them. They're actually real life good friends. Bad Bunny's a fucking huge wrestling fan. He's obviously not as athletic as Logan Paul. However, I think they'll probably still put on a fun match. That's why it's a street fight. Bad Bunny's winning. Like, there's no way you're gonna have this match in Puerto Rico. The reason why it's in Puerto Rico is because of Bad Bunny, right? And not have Bad Bunny win. So he's gonna end up winning. There's gonna be a few shenanigans. I'm pretty sure the LWO is gonna get involved in some fashion, and and that's probably gonna help Bad Bunny in the match as well. And there's most likely gonna be a spot with Dom and Ray, and but yeah, it should be a fun match. So yeah, Bad Bunny for the win.
Yeah, you gotta send the crowd happy. If Zelina ain't gonna win the SmackDown Women's title against Rhea, so they gotta send the Puerto Rico crowd home happy. They gotta send them home happy. So I think that's where you're gonna have Bad Bunny win. Even though I would like to see Damian Priest get more wins, but he's good. I don't think this loss will hurt him in any way, because just look at him. Just fucking look at him. Has a deeper voice than me.
Yeah, and yours is pretty deep. Yeah. I also think people doing the whole thing of oh, he's gonna lose to Bad Bunny. It's Sami Zayn lost to Johnny Knoxville, and he's the number 2 babyface in the company, and he just main evented WrestleMania, and he just had a pay-per-view that was literally made for him in Montreal. So I think Damian will do fine. He's on like legit talk shows, like Good Morning, like, you know, promoting the fucking event, and he's gonna main event a show in his hometown. So
Right.
I love Damian. Another thing that kind of comes into play about him is he's 40. So if you're gonna push him after this, like, push him. Like, don't just wait around. Like, you gotta push him. Same thing with like someone like LA Knight, where it's like, don't just wait around to push him. Like, push him now if you're gonna do it already. But this will be a fun match. I mean, they made this a street fight because I guess it would look more believable that Bad Bunny won in a street fight rather than like Bad Bunny and Damian Priest had just like a random, or not a random, but just like a regular wrestling match with, you know, wrestling rules. So this will be a fun match. I mean, there's going to be Gaga and interference from Judgment Day and LWO. I imagine there's going to be some fun spots. You know, Bad Bunny, again, he has my respect. The guy takes it seriously. Like, he doesn't just go in there and says, you know, pay me. Like, he wants to actually earn his pay. Which, I mean, he's not hurting for money. You know, let's not get that wrong. But, you know, he wants to go in there and earn the respect from the fans and also the peers. So, hats off to Bad Bunny. But this will be a fun match. The show has kind of like a half and half for me, where half of it's exciting, half of it is kind of like, this just seems like filler for Raw or SmackDown. But I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. I can't wait for it. And yeah, man, Backlash this Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then Friday night on SmackDown will be in Puerto Rico. Which I forgot the matches. So the matches are, I know, Karrion Kross versus Nakamura. And what was the other match?
I know Bad Bunny's gonna be there,
Right.
but I don't know. Let's go to WWE.com and look it up and see what the preview is. So WWE.com shows SmackDown here. They don't have the preview up. Of course they don't, because it's fucking WWE. And they suck monkey cock. Sorry. I mean, does it really matter? I mean, come on.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I guess it just, you know, makes for a good conversation. But yeah, this should be.
Bad Bunny appears. I'm sorry, Drew. Does Bad Bunny appears? Shinsuke versus Karrion Kross and the OC versus the Viking Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, good for them. But yeah, that's all of our show. We got done, I guess, shorter than I say shorter, and we're over 2 hours. Like, I guess shorter compared to our past shows, which we've been going over 3 hours. But yeah, great show, guys. Justin, as always, man, thank you for making the show as fun as it is.
Absolutely.
And then Ruben, thank you for coming on this show for, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks in a row?
Yeah, I mean, glad to be here. Got to take advantage of all this free time I have, because sooner or later I'm gonna be right back at it. So
yeah,
you know, definitely come on when I can.
Yeah, so enjoy Ruben while you have him, people. Because he,
I mean, I don't mean like that. Like I ain't no movie star.
He's not dying, you know what I mean?
Is Ruben? Are you dying? Are you secretly?
Oh God, no. I mean, I'm healthy. I'm healthy as I can be, so we're good. We're good.
But again, I love having you guys on. This is awesome, and just again, just going back to the artwork, I've always wanted to have artwork with everybody in it. Not just my pretty face. I want to get all you guys in it because you guys are important to the show, and I'm happy that Shaheen was able to do that, and yeah, it just means the world to me that I can have all you guys on here for as long as I can. So
yeah,
but
definitely.
I don't know if you guys saw that. So June 14th will be episode 300. 300 episodes of me. How I got to, how I was able to make it 300 episodes. I'm still, thinking about how I got to 300 already. But 300, same night, same time, same show. Trying to get some big guests on, but kind of like we did the 5-year anniversary. But I will try to get some big guests on, and try to get the usual crew on as well. So, but look forward to that June 14th next month.
Mark it down on your calendars.
Yes, sir. I'll see if I can get Kevin Castle on. I mean, it'll be a hassle, but I'll try to get Castle. That rhymed. That rhymed. Anyways, guys, we will see you next Wednesday. And what else can I say? Enjoy Backlash this Saturday. And also Cinco de Mayo this Friday. So enjoy Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy May the 4th. If you're Star Wars people, so
many things going on in this week.
May the 4th be with you. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming out tomorrow, and for the first time, I will not be watching an MCU movie on opening day. I will have to wait till Saturday to watch it. Which the internet is not chill about anything, so I will need to go dark on social media for 2 days. But
that may be the first MCU movie I go out and watch probably like the last 4 or 5 years. So it'll probably be a good time to go see it. So
yeah, exactly. But anyways, guys, we will see you next week. Same time, same channel. And what else can I say but take care and peace.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.